Hello and welcome to Brewers Daily, part of the Fan Arch Podcast Network. This episode is brought to you by Kalshi. Use promo code FANARCHBASEBALL to get $10 when you trade 10. I'm Dave Gasper. A lot to get to here on a Tuesday show. The Brewers continue their hot stretch here out of the All-Star break, winning their fourth consecutive game and starting off this series here against the New York Mets. We'll get into that. Big day for Cooper Pratt. The rumor mill churning, sort of, potentially, maybe, very vague. We'll talk about it as well. But the big story from Monday, Freddie Peralta's return to Milwaukee, his first time back since the trade over the offseason. And it did not go well for Freddie Peralta. Went very well for the Brewers. They greeted their old friend very rudely, putting up a couple of runs in the first. Jackson Chourio drawing a walk, Bryce Terang hitting a double into the corner, Garrett Mitchell coming through with an RBI base hit as well. In the end, Freddie Peralta, 5 1/3, 8 hits, 7 runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, 107 pitches. I would say classic Freddie Peralta start, but classic Freddie Peralta was more 5 1/3, 107 pitches, and like 1 run or 2 runs. It'd be incredibly frustrating. He'd give up a couple of home runs early. He ended up giving up 2 in this game to the Brewers. And then he usually would settle in, but it would still take him a while to get through. But really, a very rough outing, continuing a very rough season for Freddie Peralta in New York. His ERA jumped up to 5.01 after this game. So an ERA north of 5 here this late in the season. It's not what you're used to seeing from Freddie Peralta. And this obviously being his free agent year, he's going to be a free agent at the end of this. He's a potential trade candidate with the fact that the Mets are sellers. But the way he's pitching, what is he really going to be able to bring back in return? So the Brewers jumped all over Freddie Peralta. I mean, they showed a nice video pregame, just welcoming him back. Did it for him and Devin Williams because they're both out there in New York. So it was nice. You get a nice little ovation when Freddie Peralta did ultimately end up getting chased from this game. The crowd did give him a standing ovation. And I think Freddie Peralta would have been very appreciative of it if he hadn't just given up so many runs in this game. I understand, obviously, I think it's great that Brewers fans did that for him because Freddie obviously meant so much to this franchise for so many years and pitched in so many great moments. And Pat Murphy talked about that a little bit too after the game. So I think it's great that they did that. And I think Freddie, ultimately, at the end of the day, is going to be appreciative of that and seeing that support. But it's tough for him because, again, he knows he just got shelled in this game. And it's another tough outing for him and a very tough season over there in New York. So, and really the last hit that ultimately ended up doing him in was the third hit of the game for Cooper Pratt, his first career 3-hit game on Monday night, which included his first career home run. Able to hit that into the Brewers bullpen. It bounced up and over the Brewers bullpen, so a fan ended up getting it. Cooper had to sign a bat to trade over for the ball, but the Brewers bullpen got it back, and fan got a signed bat. Cooper gets the ball, so everyone's happy at the end of the day. And I mean, really, just a fantastic moment for Cooper to be able to come through. He said afterwards how it's been about time since Game 1. I mean, he's a month into his big league career here. He's been really looking forward to this first career home run. So he finally got that out of the way. He gets the Gatorade bath. He gets the probably the beer shower in the locker room afterwards. So it's a great moment for him. Great for the organization to see him really step up here as he's going forward, getting settled into the big leagues, having his first career 3-hit game. There's been some ups and downs through these first couple of weeks at the big league level. Started off really hot, then had a bit of a slump, then has kind of started to break out of it a little bit. So you see that 3-hit game, it's like, okay, there is some progress here going forward. To get that home run off Freddie Peralta, also just kind of adds to it. So it was a great moment for Cooper Pratt. Just kind of continued the offensive onslaught here that the Brewers had and put forward and put on Freddie Peralta. So that came through in the second inning, then a single in the fourth, and then that single in the sixth, which again chased Freddie Peralta from this game, and then led to the pitching change for the Mets, which then it's like, okay, you bring in a new pitcher to face Joey Ortiz. And Joey Ortiz simply goes yard. I mean, he adds a 3-run homer, the exclamation point in this game. Ortiz has been phenomenal since moving over to third base. Pat Murphy talked about it post-game, saying it was basically like a ton of bricks that were taken off his shoulders with the move to basically a lower pressure role, and he's been thriving lately. I mean, in the month of July, he's hitting like 290 something. He's got like 3 homers, 3 doubles in the month of July. He's just been on a tear the past several weeks. So truly, it is great to see that, to see him thriving and just kind of continuing to tap into some power a little bit there as well, which makes it fun. If you got that on your Kalshi card as well, because on Kalshi you can trade every single game all throughout the season. So that is always going to be fun to have. But the Brewers, I mean, Jacob Mizorowski for this game did not pitch long enough to get to 10 strikeouts, sadly. Brewers just going with 4 innings for him as they ramp him back up from being off for 13 consecutive days, not having pitched in so long. So he didn't really have his legs underneath him, so kind of a tough one there. But looking ahead to this game here for the Milwaukee Brewers, and still feeling good about where this team is at. And for me, just straight up feeling good. Brewers getting the win here. So Brewers are currently trading at 59% chance to win in this game, meaning a $100 trade pays out $164 with a win. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use promo code FANARCHBASEBALL to get $10 when you trade 10. KALSHI, Kalshi, trade on anything. All right, I got to talk about this rumor, non-rumor, whatever it is, that was put out by Stephen Nesbitt of The Athletic. Okay, so he's an insider. He's a MLB writer at The Athletic. So this guy seems pretty plugged in. I mean, he's had some big stories before. He's a pretty recognizable name when it comes to baseball writers. So we're in July here. Okay, we are in late July, and randomly at 9 o'clock in the morning on Monday, Stephen Nesbitt just tweets out, "The Milwaukee Brewers are doing it again." And then silent. Nothing else. No further context. No article to follow. This was not in direct seeming relation to something happening in a game. It's not like this was tweeted at 1 minute after William Contreras hits a walk-off homer, home run. If he tweeted it then, it's like, oh, the Milwaukee Brewers are doing it again, walk-off win. Okay, cool, fun, exciting. But to randomly on a Monday morning at 9 o'clock to tweet the Milwaukee Brewers are doing it again, what does that mean? What are they doing again? Are they making a trade? I mean, it's late July here. Are they making a trade? Are they perhaps signing another prospect to an extension? I mean, they signed Cooper Pratt. They signed Luis Lara. Could they be signing another prospect to an extension? Are they just simply winning again? Winning out of budgets where no one expected them to win? I don't know. It could be any of those things. Brewers prospect Andrew Fisher then jumps in and just kind of tweets out a sunglasses emoji, like, sunglasses on the face and just kind of eyeballs emoji. Just tweets that out there. So now everyone's just running wild everywhere. That this, oh my God, it's an Andrew Fisher extension. Oh my God, this is happening. Here we go, finally. By the sounds of it, I don't think the Brewers are, moving forward on an extension with Andrew Fisher right now. I don't think that's being finalized, by the sounds of it. But it has gotten people into a frenzy because You are at this point in the season. You're in late July here, and you are an established MLB insider, and you're tweeting stuff like that. And there's been nothing since, no further context since, no article that has come out since, nothing else. So everyone's just left to wonder why Stephen Nesbitt tweeted this, and it boggles the mind. Because if there truly is nothing to this, if there truly is just, like this is not a rumor. It's like I'm just kind of randomly enjoying that the Brewers are, winning again and just tweeting about it. I think you got to know better if you're Stephen Nesbitt. He's not new to this. He's been at this writing gig for a long time, and for him to just randomly put that out there and have nothing behind it, it just feels like cheap engagement farming, which I would not expect from a writer of that history and experience. So I would be very disappointed if that is indeed the case. So I don't know. And he also did it with no capital letters. He did not capitalize Milwaukee Brewers, which is just also interesting that he would just kind of put it out there like that, not proper punctualization. I don't get it. Truly, I don't get why he did that, because if there truly was something with it, you would think that he would immediately have confirmation of something. Because if you don't immediately have confirmation of it, why are you tweeting that out there in the first place? That's my question. Why are you tweeting that out there? If it's going to take another week or so for you to get this out there, why are you tweeting something so vague like that? Like, put that out there when you actually have something. Otherwise, I did not like that. So we'll see if Stephen Nesbitt has some sort of Brewers scoop in the coming days here. But in terms of the Brewers are doing it again, the only thing that they're doing is winning games. There doesn't appear to be any sort of transaction coming along with this. But it got everyone all fired up on social media that's what is going on. So Andrew Fisher kind of playing along with it, just kind of enjoying the troll. So we'll see, I guess. But if nothing comes from Stephen Nesbitt's tweet there furthering things on, then I'm really going to be disappointed in him there for that. So, all right. Looking ahead now to the game today, you had obviously Freddie Peralta making his reunion against his old team, and now the player that Peralta was traded for, Brandon Sproat, will get the chance to face his old team. Sproat getting the start here on Tuesday. Hopefully it goes better for him than it did for Freddie Peralta facing his old team. So that is a little bit of the concern based on how obviously this game went for Peralta. But Brandon Sproat, also kind of an up and down season that he's been having. But the Brewers obviously rolling, playing some really good baseball right now. Going up against Zach Thornton, left-handed pitcher for the Mets. So that's the pitching matchup here for this game. But Brandon Sproat, 5.16 ERA on the season. Again, lots of ups and downs. He's shown some promise. He's shown some flashes, but hasn't quite fully put it all together. So that's going to be the pitching matchup. Sproat facing his old team. Obviously didn't have as long of a tenure in New York as Peralta did in Milwaukee, but still making a couple of starts for them, coming up through that organization. That is going to be one to watch here on Tuesday night as the Brewers try and secure a series win here against the Mets and secure a 5-game winning streak coming out of the All-Star break. The Brewers, the Dodgers also lost on Monday night, which means the Brewers are up there for the best record in all of baseball as we sit at the 100-game mark. So it is quite the stretch here that the Brewers were in. You got to capitalize. You're facing some weaker opponents. So they are going to be looking to capitalize and try and keep this momentum rolling here. And we'll be breaking it down every step of the way here on Brewers Daily. Be sure to subscribe and get notified when new episodes drop every single day at 10 o'clock. Follow me on X at dgasper24. Appreciate all of you watching and listening, and we'll see you again next time for another episode of Brewers Daily.